Did you know that 90% of the baking soda in America isn't natural? Instead of the pure natural stuff, most of it is synthetically made using industrial chemicals. And the worst part, the same powder you're probably using in your cookies or as a deodorant is almost identical to the stuff used to scrub smokestacks or treat sewage. You wouldn't believe the chemicals that sneak into your kitchen, right? Same chemical, same grade, and while other countries like Canada, Europe, and China have banned these ingredients due to their links to cancer, ADHD, and even diabetes, they're still perfectly legal in the US. In today's video, we're exposing 8 baking soda brands you need to avoid. Some of them may have been in your pantry for years, but it's time to say goodbye to them. Get ready to uncover what's really in these brands and why you should never use them again. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which safe alternatives to pick up on your next shopping trip. So, let's dive in and see if your favorite brand is on the list. Drop a comment if you're using any of these brands. Let's find out. Just how many people are unknowingly eating poisonous baking soda? Stay tuned to the end, because the #1 brand may be throw out the orange box for good. You've seen it everywhere. Great value baking soda at just 50 to 75 cents for a 1-pound box. It's easily the cheapest baking soda on the shelf. But when something's this cheap, you should start asking what corners are being cut. Flip that box over. What do you see? No transparency. Nothing about how the baking soda is made. Is it mined from the earth, or is it synthesized in a chemical plant? You won't find that information on the label. Great Value is sourcing from whoever offers the lowest price that quarter. This means your box could be naturally mined, or it could be synthesized through the Solvay process, a method that uses ammonia, carbon dioxide, and brine to produce baking soda in factories. The problem with the latter is that it generates waste brine, full of industrial chemicals, which can end up contaminating the baking soda. And while naturally, mined baking soda can have trace amounts of arsenic, lead, or mercury from contamination, Great Value doesn't perform any testing to ensure purity. That's risky when you're using the baking soda for baking toothpaste or even for heartburn relief. The savings are tempting, but zero transparency about sourcing and testing makes this a hard pass. Next on the list is essential everyday baking soda, found at major supermarkets like Albertsons, Safeway, and Jewel. This is marketed as an affordable, everyday product. But when you open the box and pour some into your hand, you might notice something odd, a gritty texture. The granules feel inconsistent compared to finer, cleaner baking soda brands. And the texture doesn't dissolve smoothly in water. But it gets worse. Dissolve a teaspoon in water, and what do you taste? A harsh, chemical aftertaste. Pure baking soda should have a clean, slightly salty alkaline taste. But this leaves you with an unpleasant, bitter chemical flavor that suggests something's off. You might be unknowingly ingesting anti-caking agents like yellow prussiate of soda or sodium ferrocyanide, which the FDA allows in small amounts without requiring disclosure on the front of the packaging. But here's the kicker. Under the right conditions, like baking at high heat or mixing with acid, these compounds can break down into cyanide. Yes, cyanide. Even at supposedly safe levels. Do you really want to risk that when you're baking cookies or making pancakes? Essential everyday baking soda doesn't disclose what chemicals or additives are involved, and that chemical harshness translates directly to your food. This brand might be cheap, but it's certainly not the healthiest option for your family. If you've ever shopped at Trader Joe's, you know how dedicated the brand is to offering healthy, clean products. But when it comes to their baking soda, the reality doesn't match the hype. Trader Joe's baking soda is essentially commodity baking soda, repackaged with their trendy label. It's not certified aluminum-free, nor is it tested for heavy metals. There's no indication of whether it's naturally mined or made synthetically, and they definitely don't tell you which method was used. You're paying a premium price for the Trader Joe's label, but the product inside is just a generic product sourced from conventional suppliers. This is the same cheap sodium bicarbonate you could find in Walmart's Great Value brand, except now you're paying more for the feel-good vibe of shopping at TJ's. The company's marketing focuses on their curated selections. But when it comes to basic ingredients like baking soda, it's just another generic product with a markup, Clabber Girl, the iconic red and white box that's been a staple in kitchens since 1899. But did you know that Clabber Girl's baking soda might not meet the standards you expect from such a trusted name? If you dissolve it in water and examine it closely, you'll notice that it doesn't dissolve evenly. Some granules dissolve faster than others. This suggests uneven milling and less refined processing. More concerning is the yellow tint you'll notice in the solution. This could be a sign that Clabber Girl is using anti-caking agents like yellow prussiative soda, which is linked to cyanide formation in certain conditions. The texture is inconsistent, and while Clabber Girl built its reputation on baking powder, the baking soda doesn't quite hold up to the same standards. It's time to reconsider this brand for your baking needs. When you think of Kroger baking soda, you probably think of an affordable, reliable option. But in 2018, independent lab tests found aluminum contamination in several store-brand baking sodas, including Kroger's. The problem isn't that aluminum is deliberately added, but that it's often contaminated from processing equipment or geological sources. Aluminum accumulation in the body has been linked to neurological issues, and if you're using baking soda regularly for baking, as an antacid or in toothpaste, the exposure adds up over time. It's ironic that health-conscious consumers go out of their way to avoid aluminum in deodorants, but may be unknowingly applying aluminum-contaminated baking soda to their skin every day. With Kroger, you never know what you're getting, since they switch suppliers frequently, which means inconsistent quality. You walk into Whole Foods and you're expecting premium, organic, clean products, but their 365 baking soda isn't one of those products. For $2, $3 per pound, you're getting the same commodity baking soda sold at Walmart for a fraction of the price. Sure, it's repackaged with a 365 label, but there's no transparency about sourcing, testing, or purity. The result? A metallic aftertaste in your baked goods, which is a sign of impurities in the baking soda. Unlike Bob's Red Mill or Frontier Cop, which are naturally mined, 65 is likely synthetically produced using the same Solvay process as cheaper brands. If you're shopping at Whole Foods for premium ingredients, you deserve better than this. At last, a good brand to talk about. Bob's Red Mill is a household name that has built its reputation on transparency and high quality. Their baking soda is naturally mined from trona deposits, not synthetically created in a factory. Bob's Red Mill is food grade, and they make it a point to test their products for heavy metals, ensuring that there are no contaminants like arsenic, lead, or mercury. This is the kind of product you want for your baked goods. Personal care, with a uniform texture and no harsh aftertaste. Bob's Red Mill baking soda offers consistent quality in every batch. It's the premium choice without the premium price tag, and it's safe to use for a variety of purposes. Your takeaway before you pick up that box of baking soda: pay attention to the label. Don't let cheap marketing or deceptive packaging trick you into buying a product full of harmful chemicals and contaminants. Look for brands that are transparent, food grade, and tested for purity. Brands like Bob's Red Mill and Frontier Cope go the extra mile to ensure your safety and health. Here it is, Arm & Hammer. The orange box has been in over 60% of American kitchens for decades. It's the default when you think of baking soda. It's the brand you reach for without even thinking twice. But here's the catch. Arm & Hammer's baking soda is not what it used to be. For nearly 178 years, Church & Dwight, the parent company, has dominated the market. But now, Arm & Hammer switches between naturally mined and synthetically produced baking soda, depending on cost and availability. And they don't tell you which one you're getting. That's right, the purity of your baking soda might vary from batch to batch. One batch could come from natural trona deposits, a naturally mined source. And another batch could be created synthetically using ammonia and carbon dioxide, the Solvay process. And that's not the worst part. While naturally mined baking soda can contain trace amounts of arsenic, lead, or mercury, synthetically made baking soda is no better. It's produced in a chemical plant, generating toxic waste and contaminants that can end up in your baking soda without you knowing. But the worst part, Arm & Hammer doesn't test their product for these harmful contaminants. There's no transparency on their part, leaving you completely in the dark about what's in that familiar orange box. Now that we've exposed 12 baking soda brands you should never buy, it's clear that many of these products are filled with harmful chemicals, toxins, and impurities that could compromise your health. From synthetic additives to aluminum contamination, these brands are not transparent about their sourcing or the quality of their ingredients. When you reach for baking soda, whether it's for baking, deodorizing, or as a personal care product. Make sure you choose brands that test for purity, source naturally, and provide transparency about their processes. Don't fall for clever marketing tactics that sell you cheap synthetic products at a premium price. Brands like Bob's Red Mill, Frontier Cope, and Arm & Hammer may be ubiquitous, but they don't all live up to the trust you place in them. For a safer, healthier option, always look for food-grade, aluminum-free, and heavily tested alternatives. Next time you buy baking soda, take a second to read the label and consider quality over price. After all, your health and the quality of your food should come before cheap shortcuts and mass-produced chemicals. Ready to swap out your old brand for a healthier alternative? Share this video, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights and investigations. Your kitchen deserves better, and so do you.